tell you something. This is Vegas Live with Ninon, but it's so fun. It's like a paparazzi out there. Everybody's taking. They've got all their cameras, and they're all taking these flashing, and everything's going on, which is pretty cool, right, Rodney?
Yeah.
This is Rodney
It's
Wayne.
amazing.
Isn't it amazing that people actually like us? They're
It
taking
is.
photographs. Cool.
I mean, I think that's how it's become nowadays anyway.
It is. Everybody likes it. Everybody has these little cameras and everything, and it's.
Cameras that go on your head, cameras on your phone.
Yeah. No,
Even
you're
got little secret ones on their buttons.
You have one there already?
No, I don't have one now. I left that one at home.
I thought he was secretly filming us and
No.
recording us. Everything's been recorded. You're a comedian, right?
I am out here in Vegas. I've been a comedian for the last 3.5 years. It's amazing, but it's hard.
Now I want to know why it's amazing. What? It's amazing for you that you've obviously gone into a business you weren't into before.
I've been wanting to be a comedian since I can remember, since I was little. I've always been the person in school that had the knack for making people laugh.
Okay.
Which is also what got me in trouble in class.
I'm sure it did. I mean,
So I was voted class clown.
you were the
Not by the school, but by myself. You know.
Oh, you did it yourself.
I was always a class clown. I always got in trouble, and since I can remember,
So you must have liked that, because if you kept doing
I
it, you must
did.
love being in
I
trouble.
enjoyed laughing.
Did people laugh at your jokes, or were they not that funny then?
back then, you know, it took time to perfect. Since I've started doing it more and more, I've found my niche, and I found out what I want to talk about. And being a parent and a husband, that's what my comedy is based on, is everyday life
The family,
in my household, and what my kids do and how me and my wife interact, you know. But,
Okay.
you know, she gets mad all the time, and I'm like, you know what, they're just jokes. You know, I do it to my
She
son,
gets
too.
mad all the
She gets
time?
mad because I go up on stage, and I'm like, I did another joke about you. And she's like, oh, yay. You know what I mean? But she...
But a lot of comedians do that. They
Yeah,
talk like-
you
a
know,
lot of comedians,
we
you know,
poke
they-
fun. We go on stage and do what other people are afraid to do.
Yes.
We talk the
they
most
get
crap
kicked
about
out of their
everybody
house.
else. We talk the most crap
They'll
about
be
everybody
kicked
else.
out of their house. I mean, you know.
Almost.
I mean,
But,
I don't know.
you know, but just because I go on there and I talk about it, you know, nobody's safe. I talk about myself, my family, my mom, my brother, my sister, all of them.
You find laughter in, is it putting somebody else down, or knocking them, or saying
I
things
find-
they do, or
No,
How
I
does
find
that work?
laughter in other people laughing.
laughing? Okay.
Like, if you're having a bad day and I make you laugh, then I've done my job.
All right, so I'm having a bad day. Pretend I'm not really, don't misunderstand. I'm having a real bad day. What are you going to do to make me laugh?
It depends. It depends on what I'm in the mood to do to make you laugh.
Oh, okay.
I could tell
Okay.
you a joke. I could mess with you. But
Okay.
if it means that whatever I did, if you crack a smile,
Yeah.
I've done my job.
Then you've done your job.
I've done my job. I do it to my mom all the time.
Poor mum.
I will mess with her all the time.
Yes.
And then when
does
she
that
smiles,
does that
it-
aggravate her?
It does. It aggravates her so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I constantly mess with. I've always been a big goofball.
So now you're making use of things.
Now I'm making use of it. Yeah, I am. I go on
Well, why
stage
not?
and I make use of it. And I opened for a friend of mine that you interviewed, Donnie B.
Oh yeah, Donnie B. Yeah,
He's actually supported me since day one, and he had me open for his release party.
Okay.
So, and I got a couple of my starts from two good buddies of mine, Stoner Rob. I performed for him at his venue, and Randall Crabmeat Thompson.
Randall
Crabmeat Thompson. I performed at his place called the Dive Bar on Mondays, and
You do that now?
Not recently.
Are you working now?
Not at all
right
now.
No.
I'm working on working.
It's working on working.
I'm getting there.
That's a joke in itself.
Everything's been on hold, and it's kind of hard to get back in.
It is. Well, the hotels aren't really hiring anybody, and then we've got this sort of 25% in restaurants and all that stuff. So it's a little difficult at the moment.
Yeah, and I'm a certified forklift operator. And
Certified forklift operator. Is that a forklifting up food to eat?
No,
or
driving
is
a
that-
forklift. Driving a
I'm
forklift.
just joking.
It used to be.
My
That's
joke
that's
didn't
that's
go
usually,
around very well.
that was usually what they had that you had to qualify. Is you had to be able to pick up a fork.
Yes.
And then you got your license.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Now you have to drive
Now you
with
have
the
to drive
fork
the
in your
fork
mouth.
with your fork. It's going around her.
No,
Next
I
time
was,
We'll be
so-
talking about a spoon.
Right now, I'm actually in school.
You're in school?
Yeah, I'm in.
I thought
I'm
you
in
were on the
college.
set of Vegas Live with Ninon.
And I'm the comedian.
I find you, tells me he's in school.
Okay, yesterday I
I'm
went
the
to
teacher.
school. Right now I'm on Vegas Live with Ninon.
No.
But no, I'm in school. I'm studying to become an ASL interpreter, and for those that don't know,
ASL?
American Sign Language.
Oh, sign language.
So I'm taking sign language. I'm on my 4th semester, and I'm studying to become an interpreter, and one more person that speaks that also knows sign language.
Funny you talk about that, because when many years ago, when I first did my first show, which was called Voices of Tomorrow, my very second show was about the Dr. Howard House in Los Angeles. He's the ear doctor, or he passed away, and I had all these children on that couldn't, they have sign language and
Right.
everything. Well, some of them could speak a little bit, but not much. And everyone said, Ninon, why are you having them on the show? And I said, well, why can't I have them on the show?
Why not?
Because I had 2 interpreters either side, but I could pick up what they were saying, and of course they knew everything I was saying because they lip read or they know
Right.
the actions and everything, and it was so beautiful. But I think that's a beautiful thing.
And you know what? It's a very interesting language to know that the way they communicate
Yes,
is
very.
with hand gestures and different signs
Yes.
of describing
Well, it's all
certain
about
things.
the hands. I mean, that's
It's about the facial expressions as well,
well.
and the hand signs. And there's a thing called finger spelling. Like you could finger spell certain words because certain words don't have a sign.
okay.
That's why when you notice a lot of the interpreters on TV, they're not wearing a mask.
No.
They can't because
Well, their face.
They
and
have to
their-
see the face.
And they're also, because they lip read, so when you're talking, a lot of them lip read. And,
they don't really lip read as much as people think.
No? They
No,
don't?
that's like their last go-to, from what I've been informed. Excuse me, from my teachers, and my current teacher is deaf.
So what made you go into that?
I've actually always been curious. My brother had a girlfriend who was deaf,
Oh.
and trying to talk to her was kind of difficult.
Yes.
And I was always curious, like, hey, how do they communicate? And then when I found out that
You can't call it word of mouth either.
right, well,
That's your job.
silent word of mouth, silent
Sound-
word of mouth.
And you
When
know-
I found out the college offered it, I jumped on it.
Yes, and it's funny because I find them the most beautiful people because they kind of understand you more than you think. They have a whole life of their own, and it's amazing the life they have because a lot of us feel sort of bad for them and everything else, but they have this complete life of their own, and some of them really don't even want to talk. They want to, they like to be where they are.
I've talked to a couple of people, and they said that not hearing is somewhat the best thing that they've ever had because they don't
There
have to
you
hear
go.
all the BS that
They
goes
don't
on.
have to listen to all that
So
stuff.
I'm going to start trying to incorporate ASL into my comedy and making
Oh, cool.
videos of me doing my stand-up with ASL and post it and see if it gets out
What
there.
a brilliant! That is
Because
so cool.
I don't know anybody else that does comedy and signs at the same time. So I would probably be
No.
the first sign language comedian
and
out there.
and you would love that.
I think it would
Because
be amazing.
It's something different. I think you like to do different things all the time.
I do.
Do you like to have the limelight on you? Because you,
Every now and then.
yeah, because
Yeah.
you seem like yourself when you tell jokes and you do different things. That I'm here.
Yeah, it's like listen to me. I
Listen
mean,
to me.
we all like the limelight. It can get annoying every now and then. Like at home, my kids are always like, "Daddy," and I'm like, "I'm not here, not today."
Don't worry. Don't worry.
I'll shut the door. I'm not here
I'll
today.
talk to myself.
Go talk to your
Self,
mom.
how a day did you have?
Just leave me. That's why I came here today. But yeah, a lot of the comedy is based on my life as, like I said, a parent and a husband. And
Do you think anybody, if they did it, they could be a comedian, or is just a certain type of person that could be a comedian? Because we're all funny.
Anybody can get
we're
on
all funny at
stage.
times, I think.
anybody can get on stage and grab a microphone.
Yes.
Not everybody can tell a joke.
Okay.
Some people have dry humor,
Yes.
which is
That's
it's
the
funny
British.
to them, but it's not funny
No,
to
that's
anybody else.
the English. The English have this terrible dry. We have this dry sort of sense of humour, and if they get it, fine, we all laugh. If they don't get it, we continue talking like nothing happened,
Right.
because we don't want to be embarrassed.
Right.
We just said a joke that nobody got.
It is
So-
difficult, like sitting here and, if I was to randomly say something and you laughed, that would be a different story. Because when you get on stage, the people in the audience are expecting you to make them laugh. So it's a completely different scenario from talking with your friends and telling a joke to getting on stage and telling a whole crowd of people.
Well, because it doesn't matter if you're with your friends and you're telling a joke and they don't laugh. It doesn't really matter. They're your friends, and it doesn't, it doesn't really matter.
Right, but you're not trying, so you're going to end up making them laugh.
When you've got your audience, they've actually paid to come and see you to make them laugh.
And they're expecting you to, hey,
so
buddy, make me laugh.
You have 3 people that you sort of got to, when you're facing an audience, you pick out 3 people. One in the middle,
I usually mess with the people in the front.
In the front.
In
so
the front row.
People. So I guess you've got to buy a ticket in the front.
The front row. Anybody that sits in the front is not off limits. It's a guarantee every time.
Do you pick on people?
I've had people pick on me, other comedians that have picked on me sitting in the front row.
That's called reverse psychology.
Reverse role play. I've had other people pick on me in the front row, and I do the same thing. It's called crowd play.
Crowd play.
And the best ones are the people that understand where I'm coming from. Married couples.
Yeah.
Like there was a guy that was with his wife at a show I did, and I asked him a question. And he looked at his wife, and I was like, no. I said, I looked at her and I said, sweetie, give him permission to ask, or give him permission to speak. Yeah. And I asked him, I said, don't look at her.
Oh, that's funny.
So I love my wife, but.
Don't forget this is being recorded.
I know.
And she's going to watch it.
I know.
You better be careful.
I get on her nerves just as much as she gets on mine, and I poke fun, but that's all it is. It's all in fun.
I mean, marriage is a whole different story. You can,
And this is my first marriage. I've been married 12 years. This is my first marriage and her first marriage.
Well, I thought everybody had a first marriage and the only.
Well,
marriage.
for her and I, this is the longest. We met in Reno.
Wow,
that's
amazing.
At a trade school.
In Reno.
At a trade school. And
at a trade school?
At a trade school.
See, I'm laughing and he's being serious, so I don't know who's the comedian.
At a trade school, yeah. And everybody's like, it's
so
not
you
gonna
traded?
Work. Yeah, we traded rooms every now and then.
Well, now we're getting into the nitty-gritty.
There we go.
Now we're doing what comedians really do.
No, it was a company called Job Corps. They help you get your diploma and stuff like that. And there were other people that dated, and it didn't last. And we're the only ones from there that are still together.
So you're very happy you're married. You love your kids.
I am. I love my kids and my wife.
And your wife is happy?
She's working on it. She has some things going on.
She's working on being happy, huh?
She's working on it with herself, not with us. She has, like Christy was talking about earlier, she has some things that I'm helping her through.
Oh, okay.
And you just got to be patient.
But you can't make a joke out of it. You've got to be serious.
No, that part I don't joke about. No.
You've got to be serious.
That I don't joke about. Unless I consult her first, because it is a sensitive issue.
Yes. Okay.
And then, she'll kind of direct me on what to say.
And
but
right
that specific issue, I don't joke about.
And you're right by her side helping her with this.
I am.
Oh, good.
As much as it stresses me out, I'm still there.
You're still
even
there.
for my kids and my wife.
I think there's certain lines you sort of say when you're getting married that's good or bad or right or wrong.
Well, I let her know when it gets too much.
Yeah.
But I'm still going to be there regardless.
Yes.
It's my wife and they're my kids, and I'm the supporter and everything else.
Okay, well, he is definitely a comedian, and I wish you all the best. And
thank you.
Things will start picking up and everything. Do you have a program online?
Not yet. I'm working on doing virtual shows.
Virtual shows.
Everybody can find me on social media, though. I have some of my comedy on there.
Do you want to tell them
how? The Real Comedian Wayne. That's comedian with a K on Instagram, and from there it'll link you to my YouTube and everything else.
And everything else. Okay, wonderful. Well, it's nice to have a comedian that's still around. They still got jokes and they still make you laugh, because what is life all about? We can't be serious all the time, can we?
No.
Good Lord alive. And thank you for watching Vegas Live with Ninon. It's been an amazing show, and we will be with our next guest and our next interview and our next whatever the next may be. Don't forget to subscribe to YouTube, Vegas Live with Ninon. I would like to thank Steve, my producer. I would like to thank, I think her name is Lynn. Lynn takes care of all the talent. And then, of course, I would like to thank James Kelly at Quirk Minds Media is where I am. I'll get it right. For letting us use his studio, which is amazing. Also, Vegas Live with Ninon is now on many radio stations, and it's all doing very well. Everything's been wonderful. It's great. And we'll see you soon. Take care. If you enjoyed the last show we just did and all the other shows, don't forget to subscribe. Vegas Live with Ninon on YouTube. We've got plenty more coming up, and our guests are amazing. So don't forget to subscribe. We'll be right back. Vegas Live with Ninon.